Alrighty, good morning all. This is the Frank Report. I'm your host, Francis Steffan. You're listening right here on American Voice Radio Network.
Atrazine, which is the most common, it's a weed killer, and it's more prevalent than any other pesticide, I believe. And atrazine, one of the most commonly used and controversial weed killers, like Roundup, which causes cancer, by the way, Roundup does. Atrazine can turn male frogs into females, researchers reported on Monday. The experiment is the first to show such complete effects of atrazine, which had been known to disrupt hormones and which is one of the chief suspects in the decline of amphibians, such as frogs around the world. And it gets way scary, so listen to this. Atrazine-exposed males were both demasculinized, chemically castrated, and completely feminized as adults. Tyrone Hayes of the University of California, Berkeley, and colleagues wrote in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. The chemical has been shown to disrupt development and make frogs develop both male and female features, termed hermaphroditism. This study of 40 male frogs shows the process can go even further. Before, we knew we got fewer males than we should have, and we got hermaphrodites. Now, we have clearly shown that many of these animals are sex-reversed males. Atrazine has caused a hormonal imbalance that has made them develop into the wrong sex in terms of their genetic constitution, and the ones that were turned into the females even got pregnant. Can you believe that?
Man.
Yeah. Syngenta AG, one of several companies that makes atrazine, questioned the design of the study and said Hayes has a history of offering flawed studies for publication. Of course they're going to say that. And their quote is, "For 50 years, atrazine has been used safely in agriculture with no effect to amphibians, fish, birds, and other wildlife at concentrations found in the environment, a fact that is supported by numerous scientific studies," the company said in a statement. However, the peer-reviewed journal, the Proceedings that I mentioned earlier, the papers that it publishes have been screened for obvious flaws. So then they go on, it's very short, I'm almost done, to talk about the effects on humans. Whether the effects translate to humans is far from clear. Frogs have thin skin that can absorb chemicals easily, and they literally bathe in the polluted water. Well, our skin is thin as well,
Yeah,
and it's the largest organ of our body.
And they don't think that this chemical is getting into the water supply, into
Oh,
the
they're just trying to
aqueducts.
play it down. But listen to how prevalent it is. Here's what an expert says about distilled water. If you decide on bottled water, make sure it's distilled. However, in the long run, you'll save money if you clean your water at home. It's more convenient than hauling gallon jugs from the store. The gold standard for purifying your water is a system that distills your water and filters it. You have the comfort of knowing there is no chlorine, fluoride, bacteria, viruses, pesticides, or lead. You get nothing but H2O. Maximum health. Dr. Robert D. Willix Jr., MD. Order your tabletop water distiller for $139.99 post-paid. It comes with everything you need to get pure distilled water. Go to superstore.theamericanvoice.com. That's superstore.theamericanvoice.com. Order now. The EU banned atrazine in 2004, but we haven't, of course. The finding may add pressure to the United States to more closely regulate the chemical used widely in agriculture. Approximately 80 million pounds or 36,000 tons are applied annually in the United States alone. And atrazine is the most common pesticide contaminant of ground and surface water, the researchers wrote. In fact, more than 500,000 pounds or 220 tons of atrazine are precipitated in rainfall each year in the United States. So all of this stuff is falling on all of the crops and us and, getting into the groundwater. And the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency said in October it was reviewing the health impacts of atrazine. They ain't going to do nothing. They never do. Hayes and colleagues studied 40 African clawed frogs, keeping them in water contaminated with 2.5 parts per billion of atrazine. Okay, so 2.5 parts per billion is what the frogs, were in the water had in it. Okay, the EPA's current drinking water standard is higher than that. 3 parts per billion are allowed. Okay, in the rainfall, guess how much parts per billion is in the rainfall? In the Midwest United States,
No idea.
100 parts per billion. So it's over 30 times the current EPA allowable standard. And 10% of the exposed genetic males developed into functional females that copulated with unexposed males and produced viable eggs.
You're listening to AVR, the American Voice Radio Network. We're on free-to-air KU band satellite at Galaxy 19 at 97 degrees west, frequency 11836 vertical with symbol rate 20.770, PID left audio channel. Visit our website at theamericanvoice.com.